Welcome to the Gadget 360 show. I am here in Cupertino, Apple Park. The Apple event has just got over. Lots of excitement around there. We'll talk a lot about that, especially Apple Watches. 3 of them have come in. The SE, the Series 8, and I think maybe the showstopper of the year from Apple, the Apple Watch Ultra. I think this is a game changer. I think this is where Apple Watch become a very, very serious product in the market. But we'll talk about all of that. Then we'll talk about AMD and the Ryzen 6000 series and how it's completely become a game changer in terms of laptops. We'll also talk to Vinay Sinha, Managing Director Sales for AMD India, and find out a little bit more about what they're doing. And then we'll move on to one of the biggest events of the year in terms of technology, IFA in Berlin. This time, IFA's been kind of dull for the last 2-3 years. This time it just blew my mind. Amazing stuff that we actually got to see at IFA. We'll do a little bit now, we'll do a little bit next week. So very exciting Gadget 360 show from here. Let's get started. All right, let's get started. The reason I'm actually out here. So 4 new iPhones, the new AirPod Pro 2. These, if you want to watch a detailed review analysis, my opinion, do watch the Cell Guru show. Out here, we're going to talk about the 3 new Apple Watches. For the first time ever, they came up with 3 watches and all of them looking pretty interesting. So first of all, the SE. Nothing too much about this except for the fact that the price point is still pretty good. The feature set has been improved. It's 20% faster. But other than that, it's okay, right? Then the Series 8, quite a bit in that, slightly bigger screen, slightly better battery life, the temperature sensor that they have 2 of them. Right now, it's not being used for everything that I thought it would be. Like, for instance, it's not to let you know if you have fever or not. It's more for female health, women's health, which I think is great. The privacy features they built in for all of that is absolutely fantastic. Quite a few other things also in Series 8 that are looking good. So let's take a look at these 2 first. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Ultra.
The tech season is here and there are some exciting new additions to Apple Watch's lineup. Let's take a closer look at the 3 watches. 20 times faster than its predecessor, the new Apple Watch SE2 is the perfect entry-level watch. In the Far Out event hosted by Apple in Cupertino, it showcased how this watch could especially be of use to school children and teenagers to stay in touch with their family. With basic activity and sleep trackers, this model also sports Apple's car crash detection amongst other features. Notably, it may not have some of the features of the Apple Watch 8 series like body temperature or blood oxygen monitoring. Apple Watch SE2 now costs Rs 20,000 for the GPS version and Rs 23,800 for the cellular version and is available in 3 color options. Apple Watch 8 looks quite similar to its predecessor, but in terms of upgrades, Apple has added a comprehensive body temperature sensor which will help women track their menstrual and ovulation cycles. Great feature for many, the Watch 8 also can measure your ECG, blood oxygen levels. The 2 new motion sensors can now detect if you're in a car crash, one of Apple's legendary moves into the AI space. On detecting an unusual fall, it immediately sends an SOS to family and friends. Apple invariably worked on the battery life with Watch 8, now offering 18 hours of battery time that can now be extended up to 36 hours thanks to the new low power mode. The Watch Series 8 costs around Rs 32,000 for the GPS version, while the LTE variant costs roughly Rs 39,800.
Okay, so those were the 3 watches. Now let's talk about the Ultra. This is where I think Apple Watch becomes serious about this. A lot of people never were serious about buying an Apple Watch because they said the battery life is terrible, the screen is too small, the functionality is too limited, it's not rugged enough. Well, Apple kind of did everything in one watch. So super rugged, great looking, biggest screen on an Apple Watch, biggest battery life. You can get 60 hours now if you can compromise on things like the always on display. display. 60 Hz is great. So it's got a lot of things built in now that I really think are fantastic. It's got car crash detection. It's got a lot of great stuff built in. The watch looks nice. It's nice and rugged. The straps are absolutely fantastic. I think in many ways, this is now Apple getting serious. Even if you're not one of those people that wants to go deep sea diving or, trekking up a hill, I still think this is the watch to get. Yes. So yes, the Apple Watch Ultra is expensive, 90,000 rupees. But I still think that if you're investing and you want the full functionality of your watch, that, you go for a run at about 6 or 7 in the morning, by 4 p.m. the battery life is over because of the GPS. Then to get sleep tracking, you have to, kind of charge it again. This one will have none of those problems. So I think this is pretty good. And from there, we'll move on to the Amd Ryzen 6000 processor. This is a game changer processor in the laptop business. We've been seeing a lot of different performance capabilities that this laptop has been putting in. So a few days back, I spoke to Vinay Sinha, the managing director for sales for AMD in India, to find out a little bit more about exactly what they are doing with this processor.
Laptops have over recent times become the perfect workhorse of the modern day workforce. But evolving work environments have accelerated this shift away from desktops at an ever-increasing pace. Faster performance, all-day battery life, high-end security, and remote management are some of the modern-day laptops' key tentpole requirements. The processor in your laptop is the driving force between these enhancements. Since 1969, AMD has introduced some of the most unique technological solutions to customer and business needs. So it is unsurprising that this tech giant has been recognized as India's most trusted semiconductor brand 3 times in a row. Leading the charge in AMD's processor lineup is the much wanted Ryzen series. Based on a 6nm architecture, the Ryzen series is optimized for performance, security, and battery frugality, all of which are key business requirements. The Zen 3 Plus technology stack, based on 6nm manufacturing, introduces enhanced security measures and even better power efficiency, which are a step above the competition. The future-ready technology stack is designed to protect devices while offering enterprise-class solutions for fleet management, reliability, and longevity. On today's show, we set out to experience this very performance delivered by AMD Ryzen. And the first of the bunch is the new HP Elitebook 845 G9. The Elitebook can be configured with a variety of Ryzen Pro and non-Pro 6000U and HS series processors. We tested out the product with an AMD Ryzen 7 Pro 6850U processor behind the scenes. The HP Elitebook 845 G9 presents itself as a perfect fit for business use cases through a host of design choices. For example, it's got an all-metal chassis giving it a premium look and feel, making it perfect for the young executive on the go or even in the C-suite. But productivity is what matters most, and the 16:10 aspect ratio of the screen helps you see more of your Excel sheets, more of your presentation, and more data without continuous vertical scrolling. Powering all these experiences is a Ryzen Pro chip that has 8 high-performance cores for even the most demanding tasks. Paired up with DDR5 memory and a PCI Gen 4 SSD, the processor ensures that files load up in memory blazing fast and no bottlenecks are slowing you down. Of course, the Ryzen 7 chips built on a 6nm architecture are key to enabling long-lasting battery life. HP claims to have achieved true all-day battery life with up to an astonishing 18 plus hours of general usage in terms of battery life, well beyond a standard workday, and our numbers have been quite close to this figure as well. But that's not all. The HP Elitebook G9 has another trick up its sleeve for business users who spend long hours on video calls. The brand new 5-megapixel camera includes an auto follow function that keeps you in frame even if you move around. Okay, so the Elitebook is a great option for business users, but some people swear by ThinkPads. After all, the brand has been around for over 2 decades. But if you think all ThinkPads are built the same, think again. The Lenovo Thinkpad Z13 Gen 1 is the company's latest thin and light that brings class-leading features like the 13.3 inches OLED display and multiple USB Type-C ports to the signature ThinkPad design, all while giving it the power of AMD's latest Ryzen chipset. The Z13 Gen 1 can be equipped with a Ryzen 7 Pro 6860Z processor that gives it all the power you need to crunch through data sets, the most intensive of Excel sheets, hours of video calls and presentations, all without breaking a sweat. AMD's 6nm process ensures that you might run out of juice, but your ThinkPad will still keep going. If your use case is more about lightweight portability, long battery life and good enough power, that's where Acer's TravelMate P214 slots in. The mid-segment laptop features the AMD Ryzen Pro's 5650U processor, which is more than capable of keeping up with your presentations and Excel sheets. The matte black chassis looks smart, but more importantly, the laptop weighs in at just 1.6 kg and has a svelte 20mm thin design. Of course, the Acer TravelMate is military tested too. There's a common thread across all three enterprise laptop suggestions: AMD's Ryzen processors. AMD's keen focus on delivering computing experiences based on customer requirements has been instrumental in pushing Ryzen processors to the peak of performance, battery life and security, all while keeping one eye on delivering excellent value to business and enterprise customers. It's no surprise that AMD continues to be one of the fastest growing brands in the world.
Let's meet Vinay Sinha, MD for sales in India for AMD. Thank you, Vinay, for joining us on the show. I hope you've been well.
Hey Rajiv, good to be back to this one of my favorite shows.
So Vinay, I'm going to start things off by asking you, AMD seems to be on this really amazing growth path. What makes the brand AMD and its products tick?
Yeah, thanks. It has been. Honestly, if you would have seen through the recent published quarterly results for Q2 that we did earlier this month, we did a revenue of 6.6 billion. We are on a high, especially when we come back to the regular business as usual post the pandemic era, coupled by the fact that we're fostering very deep customer relationships and continue to innovate leading edge technology, which is able to bring the best to the end customer. Our CEO, Dr. Lisa Su, is driving this, leading from the front on that one. She's absolutely, very passionate about the whole execution bit, and that's how we have reached to these kind of levels. This was the worldwide statement, Rajiv. On India, we've been no different. As I had shared with you last year, that India is a mega region. We report directly to the mothership because of the focus that we bring to the country. So one of the examples that I would want to bring to your notice, Rajiv, is the Frontier computer, supercomputer down in the US at the Oak Ridge Laboratory. It is the fastest supercomputer. We are in the era of exaflops, and is the fastest supercomputer in the world. In fact, it is twice as fast as the next one.
Vinay, that's great to know. Now, I believe this 5000 series processor has really helped AMD strengthen its market position. And now with the latest 6000 series, we see even better performance and way better battery life. Can you tell us what makes the 6000 series such a great product for business? What's different between 5000 and 6000?
If you remember, the 5000 series was based on the Zen 3 architecture. The 6000 series that we recently launched is the Zen 3 Plus architecture, which is based on the 6 nanometer manufacturing technology. This is the latest and the greatest from our stables. Again, extremely robust, very profound commercial notebook product across. It's been endorsed by multiple OEMs for launching platforms based on the 6000 series. What it does is that it is fundamentally built on 3 pillars, like the 5000 series has been, or like most of our technology has been, which is efficiency, performance and security. So let me just touch upon the performance and security, performance and the efficiency bit, and then possibly expand on security a little bit later. So on the efficiency bit, we have got advanced management tools within this product, which helps us in two manners. One, of course, is that it adjusts to the respective workloads. It adjusts the speed according to the workloads, bringing in more efficiency. It's got a deep sleep mode, which means that when it is not being utilized, it will end up saving a phenomenal amount of power. So both on the battery backup as well as the performance is extremely good. For example, the 865 Elitebook from HP, we can churn up as much as nearly 29 hours of battery backup. Unheard of, so it's a clear leadership. On the performance bit, these products have 8-core high performance churning out power at equivalence. It is a force to reckon with. We are going around with all the video conferencing, the office application, multiple workloads with the ease that you would have not seen before. And we also built in for the RDNA2, which is the new graphic architecture, which helps us actually give 2x graphic improvement over the last gen, which means that all your workloads are catered for, and in case you want to do some respite from your heavy work life, you can break into a gaming gig on the same enterprise-based notebook.
Okay, that's fantastic to know. Now, how does the Ryzen 6000 series help businesses improve the security of their workforce, and what are some of the key features built into the Ryzen Pro architecture to help organizations manage their infrastructure?
Yeah, thanks for that. I mentioned the efficiency and the performance bit. We take the security, especially in the current form and the older form, very seriously down at AMD. But with the 6000 series, now we have, this is the first x86 processor, which has got a built-in Microsoft Pluton security chip, which is for the cloud technology and is hardened into the Windows 11 rollout. We are premiering on that one. So we continue to provide the state-of-the-art security features, and we keep on enhancing from our OEM friends and partners on what is the best for the enterprise infrastructure. And like I said, performance, efficiency, and security is absolutely no compromise for AMD.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful to see all your success, and best of luck for the future.
Yeah, Rajiv, thanks for having me here again. And I'm really excited because of the potential that we have. We're executing on a roadmap like I shared with you, and we have got a whole array of launches coming in very soon, and I'm pretty sure that we will be doing a lot of it together.
Let's take a quick break right now on the Gadget 360 show. When I come back, I have got such cool stuff for you. And now let's talk about IFA. IFA in Berlin used to be one of my favorite events. In fact, on this very show, one of the first shows I ever did when I went out of the country was IFA in Berlin. Always been a favorite. It kind of got dulled out because it became more just kind of okay consumer electronics, but I think this year they've made a huge comeback. I think they're taking on CES and everything else and coming up with really, really good stuff. So let's take a look at some really incredible gadgets, consumer electronics, gizmos, and other things that they've announced out there. We won't be able to cover it all because it's already been quite a absolutely power-packed show. We'll show you some right now and some next week. Take a look.
Welcome to IFA 2022. A pool of global brands, retailers and the general public returned to the grounds in Messe Berlin to welcome Europe's largest consumer tech event. A much-awaited return after 3 years of virtual events necessitated by the pandemic. It was life reimagined quite literally at LG's booth this year. Showcasing this vision, LG unveiled the world's largest TV, the OLED EVO Gallery Edition TV. Imagine yourself cozying on the couch in front of the world's largest OLED TV that has a gigantic 97 inches screen, with the capability of recognizing human faces and forms in real time. This technology extends well into the OLED EVO sound production. The virtual 7.1.2 surround sound ensures you can experience House of the Dragons like it is happening in your own living room. LG has another ace up its sleeve, introducing the Mood Up refrigerator. Using ThinkQ app or tapping on the door, you can choose from 22 colors for the upper door panel and 19 colors for the lower one. And as promised, they did not forget about the gaming community. The LG Flex is a 42-inch TV with the world's first bendable organic light-emitting diode screen. 20 levels of curvature, all operated through a remote. Creating today, enriching tomorrow, Panasonic bought an array of advanced OLED and Core LED series premium TVs with screen sizes ranging from 42 to 77 inches. The harmony of function and form has been their design principle, and Panasonic has carried that legacy over to the Lumix S series mirrorless cameras. The top-of-the-range model, the Lumix Gh6, is a mirrorless camera suitable for professional-grade shots and cinematography. This event marks the revival of IFA, an event focusing both the person and the professional within all of us. Events like these help us bring the cutting edge of tech right in the palm of the consumers. Make sure you tune in next week to see all the other interesting products IFA had to offer in its 4-day-long extravaganza.
That then was the Gadget 360 show for this week. This is Rajiv Makhni reporting from right next to Apple Park where the Apple event happened. So now I've shown you some of the stuff that happened at Apple. All these products will be with me very, very soon. So those detailed hands-on reviews that you absolutely love on this show are going to happen very soon. Stay tuned and I'll see you back in India.